Welcome once more to Final Fantasy XIV, where we are currently standing in Tulliyolal for a bit weird side quest chain. Begins here with this curious corn and is normally best played alongside the MSQ of 7.0. Good. The Corn of Necessity. Rustle. The rustling of his corn sounds not unlike a dejected sigh, and you could swear it is looking out at the ocean. Oh, woe is me. Are you alright? Huh? Russell? You can see me? I can. Oh, blessed be. For countless ages have I watched over these lands. When man first tilled the soil, I was there. When they partook of a bounty, I was there. A silent guardian of the harvest, my presence unmistakable. Yet the passage of time would bring change to the people. They began to forget the old ways, forget me. I traveled to lands hither and yon, yet no matter where I went, I remained unseen and unheard. I feared before long I might shuck this my immortal crop. Yet here at last, I have found a kindly soul able and willing to lend me an ear. But will she lend a hand as well, I wonder? I wish to help the people of Tural, to their hearts and bellies both, lest their hunger invite terrible misfortune. All that are born into the world are deserving of happiness. Would you not agree? So let them eat, I say, eat corn and be merry. Alas, I cannot reach them in my diminished state, but you can. And so I shall bequeath unto you the most delectable corn dishes, which are to then be distributed to the masses. What say you? Sound good? Russell, such selflessness, such compassion. How long has it been since last I met a soul so grossly incandescent? I am but a humble stork basking in the warmth of a generous heart. Well, my friend, let us be off. A curious corn spirit has elected to be referred to as the Cornservant. Speak with him again when you are ready to spread corn and happiness to the masses. Yes, the Cornservant. Not to be mistaken with a Dawntrail. Russell! Goodness, how long has it been since the last man has partaken of my corn? I can hardly wait. The hungry bellies of Tural cry out for satiation. Let us set it off. The Cornservant is now following you. What am I to do now? I'm like to starve at this rate. Russell, his belly, it speaks to me. I bid you offer him this grilled corn, sealed to perfection with a hope that yet burns in my corny bosom. Hey, want some grilled corn? Is that grilled corn? For me? Yes? That's awfully kind of you. I'm new to Tulliyolal. It's been pretty hard. Harder since I lost my job. I've been so hungry lately I can barely think straight. But the smell of his corn with its smoky sweet aroma has brightened my day. I can hardly wait to eat. Feels like maybe my luck is starting to turn around. Thank you, miss. I won't forget this. This is hardly the idle time for chatter, my friend. We have bellies to fill. Hungry woman. Perhaps I'll simply skip lunch today. A belly and heart both in dire need of nourishment, Russell. Yeah, take off my cup. Let's earthly scent and savory flavors of our comfort. Grilled corn. My husband loved grilled corn. Life simply isn't the same without him. One moment I think I'm fine, and suddenly I find myself brought to tears. Even eating has been a struggle, but I know he wouldn't want me to mourn him. Thank you for this. I try to do better, for his sake and mine. I'm so hungry, but I have no money. May the gods forgive me for what I'm about to do. Do you hear that, friend? Russell, his belly weeps from hunger. Pray offer him this corn. Let its smoky sweetness give him comfort and deliver him from foul temptation. Is this grilled corn for me? Truly? My stomach has been in knots for days, thank you. It's shameful to admit, but I tried my hand at gambling and lost everything. I was so desperate for food that I was tempted to do terrible, terrible things. This corn has filled my aching stomach and helped me clear my head. Oh, what a fool I've been. It's time I start over and get my life together. Russell, the trembling of bellies in need has ceased. Come, let's find a quiet place to speak. Full glad am I to have helped the people of Tulliyolal. Indeed, my kernels swerve with joy at the sight of their happy and content faces. And you, friend, your kindness cannot go unrewarded. Meet me at the gate over yonder. I will see you're duly compensated for your trouble. Russell, there you are. I hope our little excursion was as fulfilling for you as it was for me. It is a terrible thing to be hungry. Unattended bellies are quick to fill themselves with pain and anguish, feelings that will lead the heart astray. Thanks to you, my corn is sated for hunger and would otherwise invite misery to this place. From the bottom of my cup, I thank you. Pray, take off my corn. May these kernels keep your belly full and spirits lifted. Now, I really must be going. While people of Tulliyolal may be content, there are other hungry souls out there in need of nourishment. Until we meet again. And we get some Turali corn. With this, we can begin visiting the Cornservant in all areas we meet throughout the main story. In every zone once, I think. We begin here in Kosamoka. Or you can do Okapasha. Like the main quest, you have both quests. Stretched fin. Russell, my friend, what brings you all this way? Taking the signs, sounds, and flavors of Tulliyolal, I trust? Kinda, yeah. And as you might have guessed, there is a Hanu in need of my assistant. And as I lack the strength to make myself seen, I'm in need of your assistance. Follow me, and I shall take you to them. Where? What? This house? Hungry Hanu. Despite her bright and colorful plumage, her stomach has left her with a rather gloomy disposition. My stomach can't stand this rationing any longer. My house was flooded in a recent storm, causing most of my food to spoil or rot. I've taken great pains to make what little I have last, but simply not enough. I see. She requires food with longevity, and she'll have the driest of corns my cob can muster. And there, this should suffice. My word, is all this dried corn for me? It will be many moons before I could hope to diminish such a bountiful store, and the crunch is certain to be sublime. Thank you, kind stranger. There's hope for the future yet. Oh, the children will be thrilled. She seemed quite taken with the dried corn, that as well. I shudder to think what havoc spoiled food might play on her stomach and bowels. Hunger might well be the least of her problems. Thanks to her timely assistance, however, she and her family will have all the corn they need to help them weather their hardships. Yet there's more empty bellies that beckon, and so I must away. Take care, friend. I hope to see you again. Ah, there he is. Unlike Kosamuko, I haven't cleared out the quests in Okopasha yet, so I had to look a bit. Cornservant. Too much of a good thing. Russell, well, if it is my dear friend from Tulliyolal, I do hope your days, as well as your stomach, have been full of merriment and cheer since last you met. I can't complain. Glad to hear it. I was just passing through when a faint rumbling caught my attention. The unmistakable sound of a belly in need. How fortuitous that fate would also guide you here. Might impose upon you to help me once more. If you would lend an ear to the poor boy's troubles, I can determine how best to lend an ear of my own. Yes, he seems awfully distraught. A husk of his usual chipper self, I'm sure. If you've come for business, I'm afraid I'm much too tired right now. It's strange, really. No matter how much I sleep, or try to sleep, I suppose, never seems to be enough. Despite the weird grumbling in my stomach, I have no appetite. Oh, Russell. I recognize a lover of corn when I see one. The problem, I believe, is that he eats only corn. He's exhibited clear signs of malnourishment for lack of a well-balanced diet. Though my dominion is only over that which is corn and kerneled, there may yet be a way we can help him. Prepared with lime water, my corn can be enriched with additional nutrients. Behold, a rich and creamy corn soup. Surely this will help remedy what ails him. Okay. Here, boy, have a corn soup. Ah, that soup will help me feel better? Oh, a corn soup! It really is the best of foods. I can't get enough of it. Never thought eating only corn could be bad for me, but there's no denying how terrible I've been feeling lately. I suppose I need to be more creative with my corn cooking. Thanks, Lois. You've given me much to think about. Nothing like a nice warm corn soup to warm the belly and the heart. Let this be a reminder, my friend. It is possible to have too much of a good thing, even corn. But in moderation, together with other herbs, spices and flavoring, you can enjoy a cornucopia of delectable delights. Russell, I believe our work here is done. But know that where there are those in need of sustenance, I will be there. Fare thee well. Now a brush. A stomach for change. Russell, so we meet again. You're looking well, my friend. Unfortunately, there's at least one Jabral here who is not well, and so I've come to offer them succor and sustenance. Alas, my words yet lack the strength to reach them. But I prevail upon you to help them, Meister. They are right this way. There's something peculiar with the growl of his stomach that troubles me. Say, you're the companion of a third promise, aren't you? I've heard tell of your great strength and valor. Though I aspire to do great things much like you, I fear I've not the stomach for it, quite literally in fact. My family is constantly telling me I must eat meat if I'm to build my strength, but my stomach protests every attempt. I simply cannot digest it. A sensitive stomach, is it? Russell. What he requires is something filling and nutritious. It's suitable for a delicate constitution. I need but take a generous helping of my corn, raise it to a gentle boil, and well, this corn porridge should do nicely. So, a corn porridge for you? My ghostly little friend says. A porridge made from corn. Even my stomach should be able to handle such a dish, and it looks quite delicious, thank you. Everyone was so insistent that I find a way to consume meat that I never gave thought to alternatives to build up my strength. You've given me much to think about. Russell, as well his stomach is amenable to my corn-based cuisine. How vexing it must be struggling to eat food, knowing full well it disagrees with you, and ultimately having little to show for your efforts. But by adjusting his diet, he may yet find his own path. That it should be potentially paved with corn makes it all the sweeter, I say. Russell, speak of paths. I must follow mine elsewhere, for the clarion call of hungry bellies beckons once more. Stay well and stay fat. Good. Now. Okay, next we are in Hutsatawi in Shalani. In Shaloni. Tastes like home. Russell, how good to see you. Keeping your belly full throughout your adventures, I hope. I'm fine, thank you. A most terrible stomach grumbling drew me to this place, and I'm afraid I cannot yet make my presence known to the people here. Might I beg your assistance? This is an otherwise strapping Tanuwaktan man in dire need of sustenance. If you would follow me. I sense something rather dark about the hunger in his belly. Do you feel it? That foul wind sweeping across the wilds? Stings like with pain in my stomach every time I think about what I did. All I want was to get away from home and get out of inheriting that damn farm. I thought if I could find ceruleum out here, I'd strike it rich. So I used every pail to my name to buying mining equipment, and I started digging. Day in and day out, hoping to find something. Anything to recoup what I'd lost. All I've thought since coming here is disappointment. Russell, oh dear, his stomach is gripped by deepest despair. What he needs is something to rekindle a flame of hope in his belly. This should serve. Corn, roasted with a fiery passion that burns in my bosom. Some roasted corn? Roasted corn, that takes me back. Ma used to cook this stuff all the time. God, that was such a horrible kid. Never listened, always complained. But she loved me anyway. If anything happened to me out here, she'd... I don't want to think about it. I should go home and apologize. Maybe see about working those corn crops. Thank goodness we arrived and made it, Russell. The roasted corn served well to help remedy what ails him so. Left unchecked, his frustration might well have led to anger he could unleash on himself or others. With a full belly, however, he had the clarity of mind to remember what matters most to him, his family. Russell, the rumbling of bellies has ceased here at Hutsatawi, and so I believe it is time I took my leave. Take care, my friend. refined tastes. This is the last place you were expecting to find the Cornservant. Russell, my, what a pleasant surprise! I hope you've been well since the appearance of that peculiar place. When first hearing the rumble of a stomach coming from within this dome, I mistook it for the roar of thunder, but sure enough, there was indeed a poor soul in need of my assistance. Would that I could make myself seen to them. I can but assume it was fate that guided you here to see them given the help they need and deserve. Please follow me, and I shall take you to them. This Miller exudes overconfidence, perhaps to mask what ails his grumbling stomach. Try the vegetables from the outskirts, they said. Who could stand to eat this swill? I can't do it, I won't. A man of either keep deserves better than this. With the perfectly manufactured rations of a production facility, full to bursting with nutrients, I could easily work for days with little rest. But this, I'd sooner starve myself until my work is done. Russell, a rather sophisticated palate, it would seem. Perhaps if I take a generous helping of my kernels, apply a little heat and... let us see what he thinks of my popcorn. Hey, wanna try some popcorn? What in blazes is this? This is absolutely delicious. Light and fluffy, and also crunchy and perfectly salted. Never seen such a thing in Solution 9. Did you say this was made from a vegetable? It would appear the plants grown down here are not to be underestimated. I believe I owe the farmers an apology. Russell, the popcorn was a rousing success. He convinced himself that foods should simply be taken as they are, never realized they could become so much more given the right preparations. It was heartening to see something so simple as popped kernels could give him a newfound appreciation for food. And with that, I believe our work here is done. I can scarce imagine where my search for bellies in need of nourishment will take me next. Wherever that may be, I should be glad to see you there. Safe travels, friend. In there it will lead. And in Solution 9 we meet the Cornservant once more. Tasteful memories. Russell, good to see you, my friend. I hope you have been well. I for one couldn't be better. Is this place not absolutely splendid? A far cry from any other town I've visited thus far. The silence of her bellies is practically deafening. My ear can hear not a single soul in need of nourishment. Might you willing to help this old cop find the way about the place? Perhaps together we can find someone in need of corn. I knew I could count on you. If you have any preparations to make, pray take your time. I shall remain here, ready and waiting. No? Are you ready, my friend? Surely there's at least one soul here that seeks fulfillment. Wherever they may be, I'm sure we can find them together. The Cornservant is following you. Disgruntled Hune? Am I hungry? No, not at all. The Solution 9 was recently attacked. The production facility remains intact to supply us with all the food we could ask for. I can hear not a growl, no rumble coming from this one's belly. Perhaps we should look elsewhere. Am I feeling peckish? That's a rather curious thing to ask about. The only thing I'm worried about is nursing this injury from the recent attack. Food is the least of my concerns. So the twinge of pain I felt, was from an injury, not hunger. Do I look hungry to you? No, I don't eat food, but I could certainly do with a drink. What I wouldn't do for an energy drink right about now. Just one I could easily keep working all day. We were close, but not quite. Let's keep searching. Are you hungry by chance? Won't I know if I'm feeling hungry? I suppose you could say I do. Strange thing to say in a place like this, where most, if not all our needs are easily met. I wouldn't normally ask it of someone I don't know, but might I speak candidly about something? It's not every day someone takes an interest in my problems. I'm not sure why, but recently I haven't been able to taste anything, no matter what I eat. Because of that, I've been gradually losing interest in food. I realize I have to eat for the sake of my health, but now it's become a chore I'd rather avoid altogether. How terrible! A life without flavor is no life at all! But how am I to help her? Russell, I got it! Russell, first I grind corn to powder, work it into a dough, then use heat to make thin shells. And we mix together several extra ingredients, layer them into the shells, and there, the most tantalizing of tacos. Surely this will reawaken her taste buds. Taco? You've prepared something for me, but I told you I'm not really in my mood. This dish was cooked by the great Cornservant. The Cornservant? I have no idea what you're talking about. It's meant to be something special, alright? Let's have it. It certainly has an interesting smell. Oh, that was incredible. I can't remember when last I had anything so delicious. There was someone who used to make these for me when I was younger, I think. It was their specialty. I wish I could remember who, but I'm afraid that memory is lost to me. Like as not, we're in the cloud now. Something tells me we were quite near and dear to my heart, but it's all a blank now. I'm not sad about it, but I do feel a strange lingering sense of loss. It's hard to explain. The feeling grew over time, and before I knew it, my sense of taste was gone. But this food, the texture, the smell, the taste, it takes me back to my youth. Thank you, traveler. I've been reminded of something very precious that wouldn't have been remained lost if not for you. I promise to do better about eating from now on. And thank you, little corn cob. Your cooking was simply divine. She could see you. Russell, just when all hope seemed lost, corn has prevailed once again. It was admittedly shocking to discover that even in a world where no one goes hungry, there could be such a terrible discontent. With a little corn and know-how, we rekindled the memories of happier times in her. It does my pop good to see all go to plan. What's more, she was able to see me, through the power of corn and happiness, no doubt. I've seen a great deal on my travels thus far, helped no few people find satiation, but there's still much of Tulliyolal I've yet to see. More bellies in need of nourishment. I wish you well, my friend. May your belly ever be full and your days filled with happiness. And apparently you join me because I get a minion out of this. Now this is where this quest chain originally ended, but with 7.2 we got another quest that guides us back to Tulliyolal, I think. Back to where it all began. Level 100. So I need a different job for this. Well, this is my dear friend Desiree. I trust you've seen your fair share of adventure and delectable delights since last we met. Oh, I have. But as well, would I have similar tidings to share, but in truth, these old colonels find themselves in need of assistance. I sense a belly possessed of monstrous appetite has found its way to Bayside Berry, you see? 'Tis a hunger so ravenous, it shook me to my very cop. I dare not confront it alone, but now I have you. That is, of course, assuming you would accompany me. I would. So you join me then? Ah, what a joy it is to bask again in a warm, filled, generous heart. Once we arrive, I but need you to keep watch while I seek out the belligerent belly that cries for satiation. Once more he joins. Once more he follows us. And the content useless. I still have a little time before work, but what to do? We met him once before, did we not? We did. How are you? How are you faring? Say, don't I know you from somewhere? Yes, of course, you're the one who offered me that grilled corn. That was awfully nice of you. I was definitely at my worst back then, without any prospects to speak of. But that corn was just the boon I needed. It wasn't long after that I found a new job, and now I couldn't be happier. Speaking of which, I'd better get back to it. Hopefully I see you around sometime. Thanks again. His belly was full of food and a spirit of purpose, a most gladdening sight. However, he's not the one we seek. Let's look elsewhere. Say, is that not the kindly woman we met once before? Ah, it's you. My, what a time for reunions this has been. My daughter has been missing for some time, you see, but I found her near Solani at long last. A most joyous yet shocking occasion, for she's nearly as old as I am. Would that her father could see us, a pair of old mates. We're together now, though, and that's what's important. Oh, but listen to me prattling on. I'm sure you have better things to be doing. Take care, miss, and thank you again for your kindness. A heart and belly once pained, but now at ease. No doubt she and her daughter have enjoyed many a delicious corn-filled dish together. And the Mamulja. We know this fellow, do we not? I think so. You're that corn-peddling stranger from before. If you're worried about what I've been up to, you needn't be. I went and got my life together just like I said I would. Even managed to find a new job. A friend of mine put in a good word for me over at Auntie's, so the next time you see me, I'll be grinding corn to make tasty tortillas. Be sure to stop by sometime and I'll pay you back for that grilled corn. Did he say he'd be making corn tortillas? Oh, how delightful! Bitters, the malign rumbling of a hunger most foul. Private here while I seek out the offended stomach. The rumblings are coming from... the Pelopello fellow over there. Might you go over and ask if aught troubles his mind or stomach? I'm sorry, you want to know if I'm having stomach troubles? No, I can't say I am, though I've been having strange cravings of late. Travel cravings for... Oh? Blood! I yearn for blood! Wait. This Belfonger is not his own. He's been possessed. Leave him be, spirit. Leave him be and show yourself. Well, what have we here? A blade made sentient by an Assyrian spirit, and a rather ancient one at that. Assyrian? Long, long ago, when the lands were barren for people desperate, they would offer up ritual sacrifices in hopes of a bountiful harvest. The rites required the tithe of a beating heart, cut by stone blades that supped on life force and made nascent spirits like the one that sways before us. But once the people received of my corny blessings, they no longer had need of such practices. The rites and rituals were buried along with their tools. Should I slay it? Heavens no, strike it down. You would suffer a curse more powerful than you could possibly imagine. You must find a way to sate its hunger, but how? Ah, I've got it. I cannot prepare aught to suit its palate, but you can. You slay all manner of beasts on your travels, do you not? Were you take this dagger into your possession, it could then feast on the life force of your fallen foes, thereby sating its hunger. Assuming, of course, this gentleman would be willing to part with it. That dagger is the reason I've been feeling so strange? Come to think of it, I never had such a weird craving before buying it. And insofar as it's being a knife for ancient rituals, the peddler who sold it to me did say they found it in the aftermath of a landslide caused by the Great Storm. If you're willing to risk keeping that thing, far be it from me to stop you. I won't charge you either. Having a clear head will be payment enough. Good luck. Given what you've learned of the spirit, you have elected to refer to it as the Death Servant. You cannot help but wonder if the blood of your enemies alone will suffice to stay its hunger. That settled, perhaps the two of you should take a moment to get acquainted. Go on now, don't be shy. Say hello to your new companion. I do believe they take a liking to you, and so long as they are permitted to feast upon the beasts slain in their adventures, you needn't worry about the ill effects of their appetite. A rather unexpected turn of events, would you not agree? Would that all appetites could be sated with corn, but alas, hunger is a fickle fiend, not so easily overcome. Thanks to good friends like you, however, I need not contend with such challenges alone. Indeed, I have been blessed with a fertile soils of trust and acceptance to cultivate such a beautiful friendship. I have little more than my crop to offer, but I should hope it will suffice as fitting payment. A decadent dish made of the finest corn. With that, I must take my leave. Until we meet again, my friend. And we receive a taco and the Death Servant minion. But that's it for now with a Cornservant. Maybe they introduce more quests later on, I don't know that yet. But otherwise I say until next time, I'm Mace and don't get lost.